and we will get started. It has been a while since I've been live or on YouTube at all, and there it is. And I apologize about that. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Let's see here. All right, so we are good. So welcome everybody. Glad you're all here. It's been a while since I've been on. Murphy's Law hit us hard the past couple of weeks, and anything that could go wrong went wrong. But that's just the way life goes, right? And when you've got a farm, then it's just multiplied by 10. But we got most of it taken care of, and so we are back. I do have a couple of announcements, and I'm not even in the right, there we are. So I do have a couple of announcements, and then we'll get into the live. If you are new, or if you haven't been here for a while, we do a couple things. So we usually try to go live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless there's a holiday or bad things happen. For example, last week we had an electrical fire here in the house, and so that took me a while to fix. I had to do a lot of plumbing and electric, and that takes me some time to do because I triple check myself because I'm not great at it. But we've been missing for a while. So we try to go live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a live Q&A, so if you have any questions about raising quail, selling quail, hatching quail, anything that has to do with Coturnix quail, I can try to help you at the very best that I can. We have a lot of people in the group chat or the comments that will also help you as well, and that is very awesome. It's more of a community setting on Sundays. Mondays, we go live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, usually, and that is a rapid-fire Q&A, so it's just questions, and today I'll be reading all the comments. We do a couple fun things on Sundays. So one, if you want to let us know where you are, it's always interesting to see where all the quail people are at in the world. If you've hatched eggs from us this past week and have not told me the numbers, feel free to do so, and I'll write those down. And we like to support each other, so hit the like button and support the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. Now, we do have Quail Con coming up. That is September 3rd and 4th. I've got a YouTube video about it if you want to check that out. And we also have a description of it and tickets available on our website at myshirefarm.com. We have 2 tickets left, and I've actually got some good videos coming your way. One from well, I won't get into that yet. We've got some good videos coming your way from experts that are going to be here to help you on your journey. And we're going to give you glimpses and tastes of that, which is going to be really cool. We've got 2 tickets left, and I'm doing the numbers now. I think I might add on a couple more and try to max us out. I think I can fit about 57 more under the tent. So I've got to do some more numbers and make sure that that all works out, but I'll try to add some more if we sell out. But I'm very excited that we are selling out, and we've been planning this for quite some time, and we've got a lot of great things going on. Make sure you check the video out and the website out to get all the info on that. But if you have any questions about Quail Con, feel free to ask about that as well. About Quail Con, not only do we have 2 tickets left, so buy them now, but I just secured a feeder expert for Saturday. So he sells tens of thousands of feeders a year to reptiles, raw dog food, falconers. Like, he is the go-to guy. So he's going to be here on Saturday doing the expert table, and he's going to be able to help you out finding out what reptile, customers are wanting for their feeders, or falconers, or raw dog food, or other ways you can do it, or things like that. The price point they're looking at, what size, what age, but he's been doing it for 20 years, 25, 30 years, long time. and he's great. Very, very knowledgeable. Very knowledgeable. So I just secured that. He'll be here for Quail Con, so that's pretty cool. Another cool thing is starting this Saturday, we will be starting up on our auctions again. I've got an auction group on our Facebook. Probably should have written it down. I never remember what I name things. I think it's Myshire Farm Quail Egg Auctions. But we'll be auctioning off eggs starting this weekend. I am fully caught up, shipping out same week as far as the colors go. There won't be any jumbo wilds or jumbo Egyptians or jumbo white wings. The jumbo whites I've actually, 5 times increased? I don't even know what that number is. 5 times increased our numbers. So we're caught up on those. So I might be auctioning off some of those as well. We'll see how it goes. But we're going to be doing a lot of fun auctions on the Facebook group this weekend. So make sure you check that out. And I'll be posting a video just on the auction page to let everybody know when I'm starting, what we'll be auctioning off, and things like that. So that's pretty exciting. Let's see, I've got something else, and I can't remember. Quail Con tickets, buy them. Auction this weekend, feeder expert. Oh, and the 18 and under contest. We are 17 days behind. I'm very sorry. It's been a rough month, but it happens. So we have not announced the 18 under contest. I do have the winner. I'm going to announce that in just a second. But if you don't know what that is, we've got a couple YouTube videos on it. You can check that out. But a bunch of us have gotten together. We've started this about 2 years ago, a little over. And myself and Wynola Ranch got involved. And we wanted to help the next generation get involved. So every month we pick an 18 and under contest winner. They just email me with name, age, why they're wanting to do it, and we'll pick a winner each month. And we've grown tremendously since then. So they get eggs, a Wynola Ranch cage, a Dale's Quails brooder. They get supplies from Whiskey Tango Farms. They get feed from Flew the Coop Farms. They get a Govee from Jesse Mills, and any donations that we get on the YouTube channel for the whole month. And if you do want to donate to this, we're starting right now. It's the dollar symbol where the comment section is. And if you donate to that, that money goes towards an incubator for the 18 under contest to help increase and promote and encourage the next generation to get involved with self-sufficiency, getting off the couch, getting off the computer, and getting active. So I think it's a great cause, and if you have any questions about that, you can feel free to ask. But I have a winner for this month. Usually, we pick the winner the first Sunday of every month. The first Sunday of this month, I think, landed on like July 3rd or 4th. I didn't think we'd be that busy since it was a holiday weekend, so I skipped it. And then last week was the fire, and I just couldn't do it. So we're way behind, but I do have a winner. So the winner is Jaden Davis. It was a great email. He's got 6 quail, but he really wants to start his business to start saving up money. He's 11 years old. He gave me a couple ideas on how he wanted to sell and who he was going to sell to. And it was a really cute email. And I think he's very motivated. And I think he's going to do fantastic. So congratulations. And if you just can email or text me, my phone number is on my website at the bottom. Just text me your information. I'll send that over to all the other people that are involved. Whiskey Tango Farms, Wynola Ranch, Dale's Quails, Flew the Coop Farms, Jesse Mills. I'm probably forgetting somebody. I apologize, but we've got a lot of people involved, and it's a great cause. So congratulations. And I think I'm done boring you with all the information. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I will mention it real quick. Another thing for Quail Con is we're going to be introducing 3 brand new colors that we've never sold before. We're going to be selling those at Quail Con for live quail and hatching eggs for the first time ever. We won't be putting them on our website until after Quail Con, so anybody and everybody that comes to Quail Con gets those 3. One of them is going to be just a cool new color. It's going to be considered a standard. The other two are extremely rare, and they are gorgeous. In fact, it's taking over my top two favorite colors. We've been working on these for quite some time. If you were at Quail Con last year, we were working on one of those that I showed everybody in the tours. So that's going to be available. So that's another really cool thing. But now I think I'm done boring you, and we will get into the comments and questions. Verna, thank you very much for the donation. Obviously, Verna Young is a leader in the community. She's speaking at Quail Con. She's an admin on a bunch of the Facebook groups, and she is a moderator here on my YouTube channel, as well as Ed Got Bait. So thank you for all that you do. Thank you, Ed, and thank you all that are admins and moderators on the YouTube channel or on the Facebook pages as well. Thank you very much, and thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Let's see. Let's get into the comments. I'm going to take a drink real quick. I'm not used to talking this much already. It's been a couple of weeks. I am close to securing a balut customer of mine that's been a customer for, God, I don't know, 7-8 years, to come out and kind of talk to you about what they're looking for and what price would be acceptable, and things like that, to give you ideas on the quail for profit as well. But that's not secured yet. I cannot tie her down yet, but I'm working on it. So here we go. Glenn Wells is in the house. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the 60 eggs in the incubator when candled to lockdown, remove 7 duds, and then hatch 50 of 53 remaining for a 94.33 hatch rate? Your videos have been the inspiration. I would say it, let's see. If you had 60, most likely you ordered 50. 10. Easily 10. If you ordered 60, if you bought 60 from somewhere else, it's still a 10 if you got 50. That's phenomenal. You did a great job. Congratulations. That's awesome. Congratulations, Glenn. That's really cool. Verna Young is obviously in the house. Welcome. Joy is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Lee's Quails is in the house from Oklahoma. Welcome. Glad you're here. La Rochelle Farm is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Woman of Spirit is in the house. Blessings all around. Welcome. Let's see. Glenn says, I'm going to start calling my place Quail Ridge if this keeps up. There you go. Man, that's a fantastic hatch rate. Congratulations. That's really cool. My first group of quail from Myshire. Women of Spirit says, I can't believe my first group of quail from Myshire will be 1 year old in a few months. Time flies, doesn't it? Congratulations. And I wish you all the best. La Rochelle Farm says, question, when collecting eggs for 7 days prior to setting for the incubator, do they need to sit in flats pointing end down, or okay to just put in a tray? Any which way, I'm wasting a lot of time putting in flats. I don't put them in flats. I just put them in the trays, like they would go into the incubator, and I just put them on the counter. And then once they're full, once I'm ready to put them all in, then I literally just carry the tray and put it in the incubator. It's kind of a tough call, because if you're selling those, as balutes or whatever, putting them in the trays, you'd have to candle and then move them over. But in my opinion, it's much faster in the long run, and it's just a better process, in my opinion, to just put them in the quail egg trays for your GQF or whatever you've got, and move them from the trays once you candle to the flats that you'll be selling. But I don't think you can go. It's a little annoying either way you go, is what I'm trying to say. It's a little annoying either way you go. But I do like the trays. We did try something once, and I don't remember why we stopped. Nothing comes to mind, but we rented the quail egg trays. So that might be something you might be interested in. So what we did was we had our core customers, right? We didn't really offer this to new customers, but customers that kept repeat ordering, we actually rented them the tray. So pretty much what it was it was a one-time purchase. So if the tray holds 120 eggs, then it was however much that tray costs is what they would pay up front. And then as long as they gave it back to us, they'd never have to pay that again. And we would just keep rotating that out. We have a lot of Balut customers. I think that's why it just kind of started getting annoying and time consuming trying to keep track of everything. It was just faster for me to just move them real quick. But if you've got one large account, then I would go that route. That's going to save you a ton of time in the future. And just say, here's the tray. As long as you give it back to me next pickup or next delivery, then we don't charge you, or a one-time charge, and we'll just keep switching it out for you, whatever the case may be. That might be something you want to look into too if you've just got one large account or a few. And then you don't have to either transfer them from the trays to the flats or the flats to the trays, or try to incubate the flats and not have them tilt, whatever the case may be. It might help. You might think it's stupid. I don't know. La Rochelle Farm says, trying to cut wasted time out. Yeah, if I still understand the situation that you're in, I would look into just buying the extra incubator trays and having them do a one-time purchase and just switch them out, if that would work. Elise Quail says, I always put mine in flats pointy down. There you go. Fran Crow's in the house. Evening, everyone. Welcome. Glad you're here. Sharon's in the house from Merritt Island, Florida. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Woman of Spirit says, I'm excited about Quail Con even though I can't go. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully next year, but it's going to be a good time. And we'll be posting some videos afterwards as well. Brandon from Whiskey Tango Farms in the house. Put them straight into the incubator trays while I put them in flats pointy side down. I agree, but with a large quantity, that takes a lot of time. It does. It does. Glenn Wells is in the house. I'm excited, but can't travel. Would love to see some of it posted on YouTube. It will be. Jesse Mills is in the house. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Foster Farms is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Dusty Grimes is in the house. So my eggs just shipped from y'all with temps being high. Do I still need to let them rest for? Absolutely, yeah. Let them rest for 24 hours in a room temperature room, and you'll be just fine. But yeah, the resting period's pretty important. Nabiki is in the house. Hello from Southern Oregon. I don't know how long I can stay since I'm tethering data from my phone. Well, I'm glad you showed up. Welcome. And I'm still very impressed. It's one of my favorite videos I've done, is a video that we did about backyard chickens. And I was really impressed. I'm still happy with that video. Dean is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Dr. Connie is in the house. I'm going to start the incubator tomorrow, this time in the sunroom. High temps in the high 90s, lows in the 70s. Well, best of luck to you. You've been doing great and growing exponentially, so I'm sure you will do great. Dang, looks like data tethering isn't good enough for the live. Zach is frozen my feed. Hopefully nobody else. Sorry to hear that. Dr. Connie is in Florida. Welcome. Let's see. Foster Farms has come to Quail Con. Very cool. PJ's Family Farms in the house. Hello, all you beautiful quail people from the Catskill Mountains of New York. Welcome. You'll be coming to Quail Con. Norman is in the house from Iowa. Welcome. Sage Wolf 1975 is in the house. Welcome. La Rochelle Farms has only 2 tickets left for Quail Con. Nice job. Thank you very much. And we're going to put on a great couple of days, but we've got a great lineup too, so it's pretty easy, I guess. Leslie C is in the house. Hi there. From Central Texas, just received my variety mix order completion email today. Excited to hatch our very first quail. Well, good luck. I'll probably be shipping those, I would assume tomorrow or Tuesday. What I do now, just because we're shipping out so many orders, we actually print all the labels on Sunday for the whole week, and then every day I just collect eggs and let it go, and go to the post office. So, but I think you go out Tuesday. You might go out tomorrow. Don Ray B is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Amy B says, good evening, everyone. Welcome. Glad you're here. Little Ridge Farm is in the house. Welcome. Richard Klein's in the house. Hello, everyone from Michigan. Have 48 eggs going into lockdown in 2 days. First time hatching. Well, best of luck to you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and we'll try to help you out as best we can. Natasha's in the house from New Zealand. Welcome. It's morning here, day 17 of my third hatch, and I have 10 of the 49 so far. Hopefully lots more to come. Yep, you're right where you should be. 10 out of 40. You're doing good. I think you're going to get a great hatch rate, so good luck to you. Maria's in the house from Twin Oaks Farm in North Canton, Ohio. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Amy B is being supportive and saying, please like the video, everyone. Absolutely. I'd greatly appreciate it. La Rochelle Farm says, it's about time I joined Facebook for auctions, and since I did, they've never been on. I've been backed up, I'm sorry, but they're starting this week. So, there you go. S.O. Swanson's in the house from the Mississippi Delta. Welcome, glad you're here. Julie's in the house. Welcome, glad you're here. Not talking to me. S.O. Swanson says, let's boost those likes. We're at 22 with 65 watching. Click the thumbs up. Yeah, we're at 40, so if you can like the live, I greatly appreciate it. La Rochelle Farm says, after months of work, I finally made my first delivery of a particular product. Big thanks to you, Zach, for helping out along the way. Well, that is wonderful to hear. Congratulations. And you're off to the races now. So congratulations. If you need anything, feel free to let me know. But you're doing a lot of great things. Congratulations. Lee's Quails is in the house. Brutal heat is starting to take a toll on our fertility rate here in Oklahoma. Several days over 100 degrees. Yeah, it can hurt the fertility a little bit. Actually, it's been hotter than torment here. And we hatched out, what was it? We hatched out last week, and then I candled and put in another huge amount of eggs into lockdown on Friday, and we've actually had a higher fertility rate in the past 2 weeks than we pretty much have all year. It's been crazy. So I'm really excited about that. I overestimated how many to put in because the fertility was about 12% higher than what it should be. I mean, we're really high. But that's a good problem to have. Julie Davis is in the house. Says Jaden Davis says he's so happy. He is excited. Thank you. Well, I'm glad that he was able to hear it tonight. Congratulations. It was a great email. I think you're going to do fantastic, and I think you're going to make many people happy with your quail, and I think you're going to make a lot of money to help you. I think you're going to do a great job. Maria says, I apologize. How much is Quail Con tickets? I think they're 40. I think they're $40. I don't remember. I'm sorry. La Rochelle Farm says, oh, and most importantly, the buyer texted me the next day saying product was perfect. So that is always good. That is wonderful to hear. That is wonderful to hear, especially with your first one. It's good to hear, especially with you've been working months on it. So that's awesome. Don Ray B says, I'm going to miss so much at Quail Con, but my adult sons are planning to visit for that weekend, so I'm glad about that. Absolutely. Actually, Don, I contacted the other person, and they are very, very, very grateful. So thank you very much for that. And yes, tickets are $40. See? I forget the simple things. Joy's in the house. I'm going to be talking to a raw dog food maker who is interested in my quail. What are some key things we should talk about? Raw dog food maker. I don't really know what you mean by a raw dog food maker. There's a couple different ways on how people do it. Mainly, I don't really give them the option. Like, we only do it one way and they can do whatever with it. We just do the bloodless call, freeze them like we do falconers, and we put 10 in a bag, and they go from there. We've sold to a couple distributors and sold through there. Usually the raw dog food people only buy like a bag at a time. So we usually go through the distributors, but that's a very small portion of what we sell. But it's still an option. And I haven't really pushed it like I push falconry or reptile food feeders. We wouldn't be able to go to Quail Con, but I wish we could. I saw on your website you do private tours on your farm. Is that correct? We may be in Ohio in October. We do not currently, but starting in September, we're actually going to be doing, we haven't worked it out yet. Tentatively, starting after Quail Con, which is in September, we're going to be opening up the farm the first Saturday of every month for a 2-hour tour, Q&A, whatever the case may be. So that should be available, but yeah, we'll be doing that after Quail Con, like immediately after Quail Con. James says, hey Zach, too long, I'm settling in and starting my build. So sorry to hear about the recent trouble. Well, thank you very much. It was a costly mistake, but the house didn't burn down, no one got hurt, so I can't complain. And it's fixed, so that's a good thing. And thank you very much, and good luck. I heard you bought the property and now you're doing the build, so I wish you all the best. Frank Crow says, Zach, do you know of any state of Ohio processors? I have a local vendor who wants quail meat, but I have to have it processed by state inspected plant. There's probably more than this. I only know of one. It's in Cleveland, and it did not work out for us because they wanted more money than what I was selling the butchered quail for. So, I mean, that was with the drive time, because I had to take them there, and Cleveland's like 3 hours away. So it did not work out for me, and I haven't looked in it since. Sorry. Let's see. Amy says hatch results 71.4% hatch rate for 25 German pastel collection eggs. They are 2 weeks old and love the mixed colors. I even have one panda and Rosetta. That is awesome. Congratulations. 70. On the GPC. That is wonderful to hear. Congratulations. And that is actually 0.4% higher than the average right now. So congratulations on that. Chris Derry Rose. Elrod is in the house from Central Arkansas. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Thomas is in the house. Can I use Pharaohs with pansy to hatch out more pansy? They're going to start mutating on you. And they're going to start turning into a sparkly. You're going to lose a little bit of the vibrant pansy markings and color, but they will start being feather sexable. So I would say you should do it. I like the sparklies more. You lose a little bit of the vibrancy, but you do gain weight and you do gain feather sexableness. So I like that. Steve says, Zach, in February I bought jumbo Pharaoh eggs from you, and now I'm in business. I'm selling to a local restaurant. That is awesome. Congratulations. That is really cool. Congratulations. You're moving fast. That's awesome. Let's see. Jay Moore says, what's time frame for April orders? I think we're up to April 24th. I could be wrong. If you text me your order number, I can get you an exact ETA, though, within a couple of days. Sometimes I'm off. That was another Murphy's Law that happened this week. So the electrical fire was a result of a water issue, and so the water had to be turned off. And so when we turned the water back on, a couple of my cages got clogged, and so we didn't lose any, but they weren't happy and they stopped laying for like 3 days. So like my projections are now 3 days later because of the water issue. But I can get you within a few days for sure. Usually same day, but yeah. Just text me the order number and I'll get you a for sure ETA. But I should be finishing April orders up by the end of next week. Amy says, oh, you're not talking to me. Amy, that's another thing. So she was talking about Lancaster and things like that for the processing. It's also hard to find a place that will process the quail. I ran into that as well. I forgot about that. David's in the house, 110 eggs in the incubator, including 30 Myshire pansy. Lockdown this time next week. Keep on clucking, baby. There you go. Awesome. Congratulations. And obviously keep me posted. We did happen, so yeah, the butcher shop freezer broke last year, and we just never fixed it. We did fix it recently, so we will be butchering cows and pigs, and that's probably it. Just cows and pigs this year. But, you know, after Quail Con, we'll be butchering some for us. We will be posting those videos to show you how we do it, give you some tips and tricks on how you can do it yourself. So hopefully that'll help a little bit. Some people, anyway. The Grazing Farmstead says, welcome. Says, hi, everyone. Greetings from hot and dry Southwest Missouri. Starting to sell quail meat. Awesome. Congratulations. Jay Moore says, I shot off an email with the receipt. Okay. Monday. Yeah. So I can get to that tomorrow. I won't be doing emails until late tomorrow night. Schaefer Family Farms in the house from Michigan. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Katie Bella Creations is in the house. Hi, everyone. I have the first batch of eggs in the incubator that my birds laid. I'm very excited and anxious. That is awesome. Congratulations. That's a huge accomplishment, and you are well on your way, so congratulations. That's really cool. Melissa says, do quail go back in their coop at night? Ours are not sure if it's our setup or ours don't. Not sure if it's our setup or that's just how they are. No, they won't. They are not. They're just not smart enough. They're just not smart enough. I mean, you can herd them in there, but they won't do it on their own. HJ says, my quail are my pets. Their cage is on the ground, and I'm already sad thinking that they only live for about 4 years. Do they slow down when they're older? What kind of old age symptoms do they show? It's mainly a production thing. They just won't. I mean, you know, obviously the fertility will drop off dramatically after the first year, and the egg production drops off at about 1 year and 3 months to 1.5 years. And then you'll probably go down to, you know, third and fourth year, you may get 2 eggs a week. So not very many. Don Ray B says, I finally added a roux to my 4 hens. Awesome. The intro went well, but on about the 4th day, Romeo was scalped and his eyes pecked. If I put him and more hens with the 4, will that be better? He is healed now. So actually, they're not used to a male, so the best thing to do is actually take the hens out, put the male in by himself for about 20-30 minutes, and then introduce 1 hen at a time. Right now the hens know that they can overpower the male. So because he was injured, I don't think he's going to be overly aggressive. I think he's going to be tentative. So with that thought process, if you do 1 hen at a time, they're going to let him take the lead because they're not going to feel like they have the numbers anymore. So that would be my opinion on it. Michelle says, talk more about Quail Con, trying to convince hubby to go. Well, we only have 2 tickets left right now. Now, I might be adding some more on, but right now, to sell out, we only have 2 more tickets left, which is super cool. But Quail Con is a 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday, September 3rd and 4th. Saturday, we've got barn tours, we've got farm tours. We'll be answering your questions. We've got a dinner that night. We're all going to hang out. We've got vendors. We've got raffles. We've got stuff for the kids. We've got a butcher lesson, butcher time lessons. We've got bee experts and feeder experts, and we've got raffles, and we've got quail for profit experts, and we've just got a lot of fun filled stuff. We've got games, and it's going to be a lot of fun on Saturday. Sunday is going to be speakers galore. I mean, we are going to give you so much information. It's going to be an overload. You're going to drive home and be able to process it all. So make sure you take notes. But we've got Chris from Slightly Redneck. We've got Whiskey Tango Farms. We've got Dale from Dale's Quails. We've got Verna. We've got a feed expert, PhD doctor that customized our feed blend. We've got MPIP, which is a well, they test our birds every 3 months. Actually, they'll be out this week. They test our quail. They'll be talking about biosecurity. They'll be talking about keeping your covey safe. They'll be talking about avian influenza, because that was a big deal this year. That's going to be really cool. I'll be speaking. And my right hand, George, will be speaking about a breeding program. We're going to be talking about genetics. We're going to talk about quail for profit. We're going to talk about, the basics of quail, to all kinds of, troubleshooting quail and all kinds of stuff. So it's going to be really cool on Sunday as well. So you should come. That's my plea. Steve says, yeah, I sell to local Philippine girls. Also, I've actually got over 200 eggs in the incubator right now. Awesome. Well, you're growing fast. Congratulations. Don Ray B says, don't forget to hit the like button, everyone. Absolutely support the channel. I greatly appreciate it. It motivates me to do more stuff like this, so hit the like button, and that would be awesome. Amy B says, I saw a vlog somewhere and the girl turned an Airstream into USDA approved butchery. I saw that as well. Ohio has a little bit stronger rules on that, but I haven't tried it in years. We contacted them when we were building our quail barn a few years ago and said, okay, so if we make this little thing, what do we need to put in here to be able to do this? And they're like, well, you have to do this and you have to do that. And the cost was just astronomical. And then we still have to have someone come out that's certified to watch us butcher. And it's just, for how much you can sell the butchered meat for, it just wasn't worth it to us. But Ohio might have changed their laws. They're changing a lot of stuff. Leslie says, I got the Nurturite 360 since we are starting off small. What's the pros and cons of doubling on the tray that comes included? Amazon doesn't have very good reviews on quail tray for the 360. You can get a quail tray for the 360 on Etsy. There's a couple different places. Electric Iris is one of them. So you can check that out and buy them there. We did a video on the Nurturite 360, which we're starting more incubator reviews. So those will be coming shortly as well. So I'm excited about that. I forgot to mention that earlier. But we did a review on it, and it's under the playlist Quail product reviews, I do believe. And we doubled up on the tray that it comes with because I'm cheap. And it worked out great for us. It doesn't work out for everybody, but it did fine for me. I lost my spot. I'm so sorry. I don't know. Oh, there we are. Sorry. Thanks for not talking to me. Okay. Michael says, good evening from Maple Hill, North Carolina. Sorry I'm late. We don't take attendance, so welcome. Glad you're here. Foster Farm says, after watching your videos, we're looking to build a quail barn in about 3 months. We talk about the size of the quail room and the space needed to have a brooder and incubator set up like yours. It really depends on where you're going, what you're wanting to do, how big you're wanting to get. So we like the colony breeding, we like large cages. So we decided, okay, well, you know, how comfortable are we, you know, how big of a cage are we wanting to build? And so we figured that out, and then we said, okay, well, how many can we fit in that section? Okay, we can go 3 high. All right, so if we do that all the way down, if we have 2 rows, how many is that? Okay, then this would pay for it in X amount of years. So that's how we did the main barn. The shipping room, you know, we were just saying, you know, how many do we want to sell? How much room do we need? So we said, okay, well, I want to sell about, you know, I need room for 1,600 chicks. So then, you know, we decided, okay, well, this is our brooder size. It holds 100, so we need 16 of those. So we added that up. But, you know, if you don't have the Gigantor incubators like we have, and you can double stack your GQFs, that saves a lot of time. You could use the GQF brooders that are stackable. That saves a lot of space. I meant space, not time earlier. So that, you know, and then our shipping room, we ship a lot. So I really wanted a lot of space in there. So, you know, and it also depended on how much room we had as well, you know. So pretty much we had a garden where the barn was, and we said, okay, well, if we just put it on the garden, will this work? And then we went, well, we need an extra like 5 feet. So we made it an extra 5 feet. So really, you just need to know your cage sizes, how many cages, how many brooders you want, how many they fit in there. You know, so if you're wanting 300 quail, well, then you would say, okay, well, at max, I would need 3 brooders of 100 each. And then if I need, you know, 300 quail, well, I also need the grow out. So we'll say 600 total. Well, they are 3 quail per square foot. This is how big the cages are, so on and so forth. How long are hatching eggs viable? I got an email that my jumbo wilds are ready to ship on the 10th last Sunday, and the tracking info shows hasn't even been. Glenn, you actually, I just collected yours today. You go out tomorrow morning. So we print labels on Sundays and hatch throughout the week. You were supposed to go out on Wednesday, and then, you know, the water issue happened, so that put me 3 days behind, and I didn't want to ship you out on a Saturday, so you're actually going out tomorrow, but they were just laid today. I literally was collecting yours 40 minutes before I got live, so like hour and a half ago. So you'll go out in the morning. I'm sorry about the confusion. Usually it's not as long after we print the label, but got a little behind this week. Brandon says, why would I be losing so many quail after hatching? It could be a heat issue, it could be an overcrowding issue, or it could be a feed issue. I just did a video, I don't want to say just did, it was probably a month ago or so, a little over. But it's called The Best Practices for Brooding. I also did a video on reasons why my chicks are dying. You can type those into your YouTube search bar. Those will come up, and those should give you a lot of tips. A lot more than what I could give you right now in a short answer. Why are my chicks dying? The link to it was just put up by Ed. So I would check that video out and cross-reference that. Rohan is in the house, here from St. Lucia. Welcome, we're glad you're here. Just a little update on my 3 guys, 2 males and 1 female. 1 male is so dominant, I've gotten 5 eggs so far, and they are in the incubator. Good luck. If I was you, I'd take one of those males out. It's going to start causing aggression. those males are going to eventually start fighting each other. And they're still both going to breed that female, so there's going to be overbreeding. I would take one male out just to help you get started a little bit more. James says, I have 2 spools of wire and they're killing me. Is there a do-it-yourself solution for hanging these suckers like giant toilet paper or something else? Hanging what? I don't know what you're hanging. I don't know what you're hanging. I'm sorry. Sorry, James. Listen, Michelle says my dogs wouldn't eat the birds raw. Yeah, and everybody's a little bit different. That's just how we do them. I've had one person ask for the feathers off, and for the price that we sell it out, I told her we couldn't do it. But we put her in contact with somebody that was willing to do that. HJ says, I've been enjoying your Quail for Profit videos. Do I need a business license to approach falconry associations, reptile people, wildlife rehabs for selling quail for feed? I just raise quail for a hobby. You would want to check for your state, but usually no, you do not. They do like you to be MPIP certified. But no, you shouldn't need a license or anything like that. But I would check your states because every state's a little bit different. Speaking of temps, it has been over 100 several days here in Oklahoma. Is it all right to have the brooders out in this heat, or do I need to bring them in the house where it is cooler? The only problem is that there is such a large temp change between the day and the night. Like at least here, it's dropping like a 20-degree difference between the hottest time of the day and the coldest time of the night. That's not good for them. So I would move them back in until they're about 2.5 weeks old, and then you can move them then. Let's see. Dreams Acres is in the house. Hello from Central Michigan. I'm fairly new to quail. I just hatched out my first hatch from my layers, 17 hatched out of 53. How many days can you collect eggs before incubation? About 7 is recommended. So you can collect for 7 days and put them all in at the same time. For my layers, 7. I hatched out my first hatch from my layers, 17 out of 53. I'd like to see you get a much better hatch rate. So a couple things I'd like to see is make sure that you have a 5 hens to 1 male ratio. That's going to help your fertility a lot. Number 2, make sure that you're giving them a layer feed. And number 3, make sure that they're about 3 to 3.5 quail per square foot. And that will help with the fertility. As far as the incubation goes, I'm a big believer that all incubators lie. So make sure, make sure that you have a separate thermometer. I really like the Govies. Make sure you check the incubator and make sure it's reading correctly, because usually that means there's a temp issue, but it could be a million different things. So I would just double check all the processes so you can get a better hatch rate. But 7 days is the answer to your question. Dave is in the house from the UK, Black Country. I had only 3 eggs hatched from 54 egg dry and no fan and no turning hatch. I have invested in an incubator now and I'm incubating 48. Good luck. I would assume that was probably the issue. I don't like dry hatching. I don't like the no fan issue, and I'm a big believer that they should be turning. I think that helps their growth and helps how strong they are. So you had a lot of issues behind that. So I think you're going to do much better this time. I'd love to know the results, so keep me posted on that. Dave is in the house. Oh, I just read that one. Fran's in the house. How is your son doing? He is 100% okay. Yeah, it's been a rough month. He had to have surgery at middle of last month, I guess. Yes, it's been that long. I don't know. Because the next week, then George got injured and he had to have surgery. Um, I got injured, I think the week before. No, I'm sorry. My son got injured. He had to have surgery. Then I hurt myself, and I'm pretty sure I fractured something, but I don't know. I never went anywhere. And then that next week, George had to have surgery out of the blue. And so it was just one thing out of the other. And then I was working on something the other day, and I'm hammering it in, and I hit my wrist, and man, it is not the same. But it's not swollen, and I can still move it. But wow, there's certain times where I get it in the wrong spot, and it's like, no, you don't go that way anymore. So it's been rough around here, but everybody's starting to feel better. I'm good. George is better. Son's better. No one's hurt themselves. No one's sick. Knocking on wood. Let's see. Amy says, Zach, I'm encouraged you're not sick tonight. I know, right? Any tips for me? Yeah, I really do think that it was a mixture of all. Not turning the eggs, the no fan. I don't like that. I've never had good results with the no fan, and the dry hatch I've never tried. But I think just a mixture of all of those just did not go well. I think you're going to do much better this time. But I do have a playlist that's called the hatching process. That will give you a ton of tips that you can check out. Brandon says, what would cause week-old quail eyes to swell over? Lord, it could be a lot of stuff. Most likely it's a feed issue. But, I mean, I would have to have so much more money. I'd have to see him to get you a better answer, but I would definitely 100% start with the feed. Let's see, Gary from Alabama, freezer camped 45 Coturnix and 25 Bob White today. Awesome, congratulations. And that's a long day. I know. Maria says, we have an out-of-town wedding. Tried everything, no luck, have to go. Frank and I will catch a Saturday tour to finish up our quail startup. Absolutely. We'll be happy to have you, and maybe next year. Jay Moore's in the house. Welcome. Mike is in the house. Day 17, Myshire Jumbo White starting hatching. Awesome. Love to hear that. Best of luck to you, and obviously keep me posted on the results. James says, I seem to have missed a lot. April orders were backlogged half a year. Seem to have missed a lot. April orders. Yeah, for Jumbo Wilds, we're still in April. We're 14 weeks out on Jumbo Wilds, Jumbo White Wings. We're about 8 weeks out on Jumbo Egyptians. 6 weeks out on Jumbo Sexlings. We're 100% caught up on the Jumbo Whites and everything else. But yeah, the Jumbo Wilds, the Jumbo White Wings, the Jumbo Egyptians, we're 12 to 14 weeks out. Easy. I said I'd keep them on, so I'm keeping them on. And we're updating the website, so it's a long time. Jennifer says, how long does it take the Jumbo to start laying eggs? Usually about 6.5 to 7 weeks. They're usually about a week later than the standards. Debbie at She Shed Homestead is in the house. Just popped in to say hello all. We just hatched out 70 chicks a little over a week ago. Awesome. Congratulations. It's a lot of chicks. Congratulations. That's really cool. Don Ray B says, thank you, Zach. I initially took all the hens out for about 2 hours and put them in the cage alone, then added all 4 hens back with him at the same time. I'll try again, 1 hen at a time. That should do the trick for you, I would assume. Thomas says, what incubator do you recommend for quail eggs? It's a good question. What I would recommend is taking about 30 minutes of your day and going to our playlist called Quail Product Reviews. I did a couple different reviews on there, the Nurturite 360, the Little Giant, a Incubator, We've already started the Farm Innovator, so we've got a couple more in the works. But we've done a couple reviews on those. I've had great success with the Nurturite 360. I had great success with the Little Giant, but everyone's a little bit different, and I think that incubators kind of match people's personalities. Like, so what I like is one thing, but George likes something else for different reasons, and that's more important to him. So I would watch those and find out what you like and what you don't like, and find out what works best for you. Micah says, too many to count right now. We'll give you a number out of 58. 2 were damaged in shipping. What can you do? There you go. That's still not too bad considering we send extras. So best of luck to you, and obviously, yeah, keep me posted, please. Steven says, any thoughts on pasture raising quail in a tractor style coop? If I keep the male to female ratio correct, will I be okay with multiple groups? Yep, absolutely. You'll be fine with multiple groups in there. You won't get as much production, but a lot less feed, and multiple purpose. They're kind of tilling up the yard and things like that as well. So yeah, we did it when we started just for our self-sufficient use. That's what we did. We loved it. It's just not for a business, not as much production. Glenn says, the wife and I started the egg pip challenge. When we see a pipped egg, we walk away, and the first one that goes back to look has to fix dinner. We had bologna sandwiches and potato chips since I lost. There you go. It sounds like a good dinner. I have not had dinner yet. I've been too busy, but I'll eat after this. But I like that game. That's pretty cool. I like it. Wolf Guys is in the house. Oops, 7 Eastern time. I'm late. That's all right. Welcome. We're glad you're here. And I've been off for, it's been a couple of months that it's been iffy. So I get it. But I'm glad you're here. Welcome. FJ's in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Let's see. Adrian's in the house. I've got 8-week-old birds. When will the eggs be fertile for putting in the incubator? Also, when they lay the little eggs at first, can we eat those? Yeah, you can eat those. They're 8 weeks old, so they probably have been laying for about a week or two, so you should be good to go. The best rule of thumb, and you can do it a lot of different ways. There's many different ways to raise quail, but the best rule of thumb is let them lay for a full week. The males are always going to be more mature faster than the hens. So they're going to start breeding before the hens start laying eggs. But that's not just the only issue. The best thing to do is the first week, just use them as eating eggs. And then after that, you can start incubating. I mean, you can still use them for eating eggs, but you can start incubating after the first full week of them laying. Dr. Connie says, I bought a quail turner in the Nurturite 360. It holds 42 quail eggs. They turn better than trying to double up in the chicken turner. 28 hatch, and they seemed a bit crowded once they hatched. There you go. Yeah, and I probably would get it if it was a long-term thing. Since we were just doing the review of it, I didn't want to spend the money. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea at all. It's a one-time purchase. Wolf Guy says, recently hatched my first brood gathered from chicks I raised from day old. The parents are probably 14 weeks old. Well, congratulations on that. That's a huge accomplishment. Only a few hatched, and I had like 6 that were formed but dead. Any idea? Yeah, that sounds more of like a temp issue than anything else in your incubator. I don't think it's your quail. I think it's your incubator. I would check that out first, especially if they were formed. So your fertility's good, and they're laying the eggs. So that's not the issue. There's something going on with your incubator. Foster Farm says, LOL, thank you for your answer. Dan, husband, actually understood all that. He speaks man speak, and he says he can figure numbers from there. There you go. Yeah, I went a little fast, but I'm glad he got it. That's good. Probably should have slowed down for that answer. I was going a lot of different directions, so we speak the same. Salvador's in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Wolf Guy says, wasn't sure if the chicks were weak, the membrane too strong. I think it's more of a temp issue. It's possible it could be a humidity issue, but with a low hatch rate, I really do think it's more of a temp. So either the incubator's not reading correctly, or you've got a cold spot, or one of the fans isn't working correctly, I would definitely check the temp in multiple areas of the incubator. Rowan says, one male is dominant, the other is humble. Which should I remove with the female? I mean, I would remove the dominant one. I think that if you kept the dominant one and you got rid of the other male, he wouldn't be as dominant. Uh, but I'm concerned that if you put more hens in there later on, then he would be even more. I would use the least aggressive one. Wolf Guy says, I just set up another incubator full. We will see what happens. Make sure you get a thermometer in there to double check what the incubator is saying. Also, it might be that it's just not sealed properly, and that could be a manufacturer issue. So put a towel or a blanket around it to help insulate it, and that should help this round as well. Mimi Cleveland's in the house. Hi, Zach. Greetings from Enon, Ohio. Welcome. Not too far away. We were in Enon 3 weeks ago, I think, when I got my rabbit. So welcome. We're glad you're here. Foster Farm says, 99 watching. Why don't we have 99 likes? Come on, folks. Hit the like button for Zach. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. What age the roos fertilizing the hens? I heard 10 weeks. No, the hens will start being productive at 6 weeks old. They'll start doing their job starting at 6 weeks. And like I said earlier, the best idea is, well, first of all, they need to be together for about a week before anything happens. And then the first week of egg laying, just collect those, and then going forward, you should be off to the races. What was the shipping cost for 50 eggs to South Carolina? It varies per zip code and weight. Usually somewhere around $20. South Carolina, probably, I would say 18 to 22, so somewhere around $20. FJ says, when can I put the hatching birds outside? This time of year, it's very easy to put them out there at 3 weeks old. If you're really hot, you could put them out there at about 2.5, but rule of thumb is 3 weeks old during the end of spring, all of summer, and the beginning of fall, and then the rest time of the year 4 weeks old. They're fully feathered at 2.5 to 3 weeks old, but if it's summer, just give them a couple extra days. If it's winter, because it's so cold, give them that extra week, just so they can get used to it and get a little bit bigger. So 3 weeks old right now. Don Ray B says, thumbs up reminder, show your love for the free quail tutoring. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Fingers crossed, I got a lot more to make it to hatching this time. Awesome. Congratulations. Oh yeah, absolutely. I hope that you try that, and I hope that it works a lot. I hope you get 100% hatch rate this time. Egg Got Baked says, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thank you very much. Jay Verson81 says, hi Zach, my Nurturite 360 has been wacky with the temp. It ranged from 98.1 to 100.4. Do you think my eggs will be all right? It's not ideal. Since you've got eggs in there, the first thing you want to do, since you have eggs in there, what I want you to do now is just insulate it with the blanket. That should stabilize it. Then once this hatch is over, we can get in there and work it out. See if it's a circulation issue, see if there's a hot spot or a cold spot. But you really don't want to do that now because you could risk even more of the eggs not hatching. So insulate it with a thick blanket, check on it a couple times, and that should stabilize somewhere, and then you can move it around. So it might stabilize at 99, and in that case, keep it stabilized, increase the temp on it to make it at about 95 to 100. The 98.1 scares me, and it makes me think that it's going too low. So what's happening is the sensor's not acting correctly, and so it's going down way too low, and then it's skyrocketing up to 100 and then going down. And so what you're going to find is a lot of partially developed eggs. So let's go ahead and increase your temp by at least a half a degree. If you want to get real bold, you could do a full degree, but let's just do a half. Insulate it, and then see if it stabilizes, and then you might want to move it around from there. 3 weeks old, FJ. Dreamsacre says, thank you for answering. I had a collection of eggs for 2 to 3 weeks. My next batch, I will stay within a week collection and see how that goes. You can go up to 10 days, but 7 days is ideal. Amy says, I love the Goby Thermo Hygro combo. My incubator is short, so I laid the Goby down, and it was difficult to read with all the babies laying on top of it. That's a good problem to have, that they're hatching, so congratulations on that. HJ says, will your live birds be available for purchase from August 1st? Yes, they will. Yep, live birds will be back on the website August 1st. And they should be on for the rest of the year unless we have another AI thing. Verna says, Zach, I messed up incubator problems. I had messed up incubator problems. I got 17 chicks, fixed the problem, and loaded it once again. There you go. Awesome. Washington Central's in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Bobby says, lockdown day 1, 65% humidity, 90.3 temp. Is that okay? No. 90.3. You need to be at 99.5 to 100. Maybe you meant 99.3. If you... Oh, you did. Okay. Go ahead and increase it a half a degree. Let's get it closer to 100 than 99. 99. You're okay. It's fine. I would increase it for better results. Just a half a degree. Wolf Guy says, small scale here, but was wondering about plastic snap-on leg bands to track birds by color code. Anyone use them, and what size is needed, and how old should they be to affix them? You can do it different ages. If you go to quailcage.com, that's Wynola Ranch's website, they actually sell one specifically for quail, so that's where I would go. You could use zip ties, but you have to change those out multiple times because they grow so quickly. And if you don't change it out, you get real nasty boo-boos. So I would just go on the quail cage. They're pretty cheap. I'd get those and be done with it. Thomas says, when is the best time to put the chicks into the brooder? After 24 hours of hatching. So when the first one hatches, 24 hours from there, open up the incubator, take the dry ones out, leave the wet ones in, and then just keep doing that every 24 hours. Joe, prolapse, what's your recommendation? Sometimes prolapse happens. I wouldn't worry about it too much. If you're seeing it with multiple quail, or you're seeing it with the same quail multiple times, they might need a little bit of extra fiber in their diet or calcium, so you can give them like oyster shells to help. But if it's a one-time deal and you don't notice it again, I wouldn't change anything. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes people make, is they see an issue and without tracking it, it's a one-time issue, it'll go away on its own, they'll fix it itself. They try to start changing things, and that's when it can become a multiple bird issue or a longer lasting issue. So if it's just been one time, don't worry about it. If it continues to happen, it's because your calcium and fiber in the feed's a little too low. Tony is in the house from Toronto. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Oxford Prepping is in the house. I just hatched 28, lost 240. More going into the incubator Tuesday. Also have some aggressive males that need to become dinner. They taste the best, don't they? Well, welcome. We're glad you're here, and good luck on your journey. Dusty says, just hatched 39 out of 42 eggs that came from the birds I hatched from eggs I got from you. Well, congratulations. 39 out of 42 is a great hatch rate, and they're from your eggs. So that's a huge accomplishment as well. So congratulations on that. Witch Doctor was someone I forgot. I'm so sorry. Let me... So they are donating to the 18 and under contest one of these. It is an electric... business card. So you just wear it, people put their phone up to it, and take a picture of the QR code, and their information goes to their phone so that it's like a business card. So all of the kids that win the 18 and under contest going forward will have one of these as well. So thank you very much. And welcome. HJ said, I'd love to hatch my own eggs, but I work full time. Do I need to be home on day 17 and 19 when they start hatching? What happens if I'm not home for a long period of time after they hatch? They can be up there up to 48. Well, they could go up there until 72. 48 is fine if you want to leave them in there for 48 hours after the hatch, which is 2 full days. But you don't even want to take them out until they're at least 24 hours old from the first hatch. So yeah, that wouldn't be a problem at all. Psycho Ward 360 is also donating towards this, so thank you very much. Wolf Guy says, I have a Nurture 360 and the lid is sometimes a bugger to get seated correctly. How is someone supposed to pull and candle after a week without screwing up the temp and humidity? Absolutely. Yeah, insulate it. That will help a lot. And I would not candle if I was you. There's no reason to candle. Let them go, and you'll get a better hatch rate that way as well. Dan M says, is it really 12 to 14 week backs on the jumbo quail from you? Looking at 110 eggs. For the jumbo wilds, the jumbo Egyptians, and the jumbo white wings, yes. For the jumbo whites and the jumbo mix, no. They're about between 1 and 4 weeks out. Katrina says, AI is in California. I heard a couple days ago. Yeah, it's still out there, but it is getting contained, and it is slowing down dramatically, mainly because migration season's over, so it's going to steady out, and then we're probably going to get a little bit of a spike when they're flying back, and then we should be good to go. Real quick, Amy B just donated $20 to the 18 and under contest for the kids. That is going towards an incubator for next month's winner. So thank you very much. That is very generous. If anybody else wants to donate to the 18 under contest, I think it's an amazing cause. There's a $sign in the comment section. You can feel free to do that. We try to buy them a nice incubator to help them get started on their journey with quail. And Jaden Davis was the winner of this month's 18 and under contest. So congratulations again. But Amy, thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate that. Essentially, Kimberly is in the house. Oh my gosh. Just put my eggs on lockdown Friday. I went to show them to my son and one had hatched. So exciting. Awesome. Congratulations. Wish you all the best. That's very exciting. Happy Hillbilly says, Happy's here finally. Hi y'all. Hope all's good. Got our ticket several days ago, so we will see you all in September. That is wonderful to hear. Hopefully you'll be bringing some pickles. But congratulations. I'm glad you got your tickets, and I can't wait to meet you. Karen, Chris just donated $20 to the 18 under contest. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. That puts us at $50 for the month. So thank you very, very much. And we're about a third of the way there. So thank you very much. I still got a couple more lives as well. Karen says, my house is, I'll still buy the incubator, but it's nice to get donations. But if we don't make enough, they'll still get one. Karen says, my house is set at 70 degrees. I wrap my incubator with 2 thick towels. There you go. Essentially, Kimberly says, I had a bad hatch rate with my button quail, so I just got a cheap thermometer. Turns out my heat was too low. I'm telling you, incubators lie. You gotta control them. So I'm glad you fixed the issue, and best of luck to you. Button quail are hard to hatch too, so I wish you all the best. They don't have as much leeway as chicken or quail eggs. Well, chicken, you have more leeway. Quail, you have less. And then button quail, you got to be pretty much spot on. So I wish you all the best. I keep and breed reptiles, so I have a couple heat temp guns. I'll be checking the incubator to see what's... Oh, that's a great idea. Good job. And I wish you all the best. But I do think that insulating will help a lot, for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, quail lovers of all ages, that is it for tonight. Great questions tonight. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for showing up. I really appreciate it. We're only 10 away from hitting 100 likes, so if you can, hit the like button. It's free. Support the channel. I greatly appreciate it. That'd be super cool. Amy, Chris, and Verna, thank you very, very much for donating. We've got some good stuff coming your way, but there's a reason why I haven't been posting on YouTube for the past couple of weeks. So just bear with me, but I'll put it this way. And since we're at the end of this, only you 98 people will hear it, because I won't be saying it anymore. But last year at Quail Con, I told everybody, okay, the next year I'm focusing completely on self-sufficiency. We're going to get quail into a bunch of homes. We're going to get the word out. I don't care who they buy from. I don't care what's going on. I don't care about this, that, and the other. We're going to inform a bunch of people about how they can take more control of their food source. And I've worked extremely, extremely hard and long on that for the past year. So this month, Murphy's Law hit us, obviously, one thing after another. But for the next week or two, I'm not going in a different direction, but I'm setting more goals, and I'm going to be very, very aggressive. So, but I want those in place before Quail Con, because once Quail Con hits, I am off to the races like I was last year. And I've got some big plans for next year, for the quail community, for getting people involved, for giving, our goal here and a bunch of you out there is to encourage, educate, and enthuse others to become more self-sufficient. And Jenna thinks that I've got my sights set too high, but I'm pretty determined. I don't like hearing no. So we're going to get it done, but I want all that set up. So I've got to take some time out for me so that I can get my head right and get those, not just goals on paper, but processes and ways on how to do that. So that's really what I'm working on. I will let everybody know what my plan is and what we're going to be focusing on next year for the quail community and the self-sufficient community. Because obviously I'll need a bunch of your help, getting the word out there and encouraging and enthusing and educating others. But I got some big stuff coming. So that's what I'm working on right now. So just give me a little bit of time, but we'll get back to the videos, I promise. My goal is to harvest my first quail. I'm an animal lover. The first time's a little difficult, but I promise it gets easier. Hit the like button on your way out. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Appreciate you and the mod, Zach. Thanks for answering all my questions. Not a problem. Glad you showed up. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see what you have going. Thank you very much. We're not getting clowns. No clowns. My goal is to, yes, I love the positivity and support and helping others be self-sufficient. I've got some big ideas and big plans. We're going to need a lot of help on it, but I will lead the charge and I will put in all the hours that need to be to get the next phase out there. And I'm really excited about it, but I've got to spend my time getting it all right. Linda says, already excited for Quail Con, but that just tripled. Can't wait. Awesome. Can't wait to meet you. So tired of the negative Nellies outside of this group. I'm so thankful for this community. Thank you very much. Bobby says, our goals are the same. Yeah, absolutely. It's, look, listen, anybody and everybody can argue about something. Religion, politics, this, that, the other. We can all disagree on something. There's always something that we can argue about, but it's not helping anything. Now, we can have our views and we can stand for what we believe in. I'm not arguing that fact. But it's just so much energy that you arguing your stance isn't helping anything. It's just taking all the energy away. So I can tell you this. My energy and what I'm going to try to encourage everyone to do after Quail Con, once I have everything lined up, and I've got high goals. But we gotta help each other. We gotta support each other. We gotta, um, we're gonna get involved with a lot of different self-sufficiency ways. We're gonna learn from each other. I'm gonna give you as many portals and avenues to help you, and if quail is not someone's thing, that's all right. Let's encourage them to get into something else. Maybe chickens are thing, maybe rabbits are thing, maybe gardening's their thing. I don't know. But I think the more people getting involved, getting active with raising their own meat, or getting involved with a self-sufficient lifestyle, or a community that's just supportive of each other, is going to help our society. So I know that's a little in depth, and that's just where I'm going with it. But it's going to be great. It's going to be huge, and we're going to hit our goals. And I think we did that this year. I think we have, we grew our YouTube channel from like 12,000 to 42,000 since last Quail Con. We've grown our Facebook groups. We've added Facebook groups. We've added admins and leaders in the community. We've helped each other get started. We've helped this, that. We have done a lot this year, and it was a lot of work. And what I'm telling you is my goals for next year after QuailCon is 3 times larger. And I'm not just talking about, subscribers or Facebook group. I'm talking about changing a society and growing it multiple times. So there's going to be a lot of really cool stuff that we'll be sharing at QuailCon. Embarrassing question. I have the exterminator out on Friday. My chicks are just starting to hatch. I have to put all animals outside. It's 105 to 110 here. Will the chicks be okay without a heat lamp? Well, you wouldn't need to put it out there for too long. He's not going to be there for too long. Yeah, I'd put it right in the sun. I'd probably go buy a couple of those heat packs, like the glove. You can put them in your gloves or your pockets or your socks or whatever. I'd probably throw those multiple of those in there so they can lean up against them and get warm. And then I would make sure that they're sheltered from any wind. But if it's for a short period of time, you should be okay. Let's see. Don Ray B says, I hope you do rabbits. I'm not having luck with my 3 duds. We are. I don't know if I'll be doing all the videos. We're going to collaborate a lot next year with a lot of people that are, and I'm not saying I won't do videos on my experience so that you can learn from my mistakes, but I want you to have a great person for education. So, I'm already in talks with a ton of people that have been doing this for years and years and years with a lot of different aspects, but rabbits are for sure one of them. Wolf Guy says, I think the self-sufficient thing needs to be promoted. It's a lot of art and skill. It is. It absolutely is. And you have to be able to get knocked down and get up and just say, okay, I lost this hatch, or I lost these chicks, or, my quail died, or, bad things happen. And you got to be focused enough and grounded enough in what you want and your goal, taking more control instead of relying on this, that, and the other, to say, all right, let's see what we did wrong. Let's see what went wrong, and let's just try again. But we're gonna help people out. Let's see. Mimi says, love the self-sufficient direction. I purchased some rabbits but can't bring myself to dispatch them. I think the quail will be better for me, although the 13 I hatched are pretty darn cute. You'll think that until they're about 8 weeks old, and the males, you'll go, nah, I'm good. I had a Roo carrying on last night. I think he wanted a bedtime story. There you go. Only learn on YouTube nowadays. Yeah, it's a great learning tool for sure. Absolutely. Does adult quail need heater in winter? Nope, not at all. I love my quail and silver fox rabbits. There you go. And that's another part. I feel like I'm giving a lot of my stuff away. But another thing that we're going to be focused on a lot next year is I'm a big believer that we have to put in the time. And so I'm going to promote for the next generation, the younger generation, that nothing substitutes hard work and dedication. Nothing. But the older we get, I'm not saying that I get slower and I get, it's harder sometimes. So we got to get smarter. And so I've got, a page and a half of just how to do things a little bit easier for us. And so we're going to talk about working hard, working smart, doing both. We're going to try to educate and encourage the next generation to give it that gusto, and the older generation to help support them. And I think we're all going to come together. I'm really excited about it. Dr. County says, I started adding whole flax seeds once a day. When I feed them, they've had no problems eating them. Awesome. I only have 10 right now, one extra roux, but I can't bring myself to get rid of one yet. That's all right. Take your time. Amy says, I'm in zone 6 and I protect from wind. Absolutely, but not extra heat. They will do well. I prefer extra light so they continue laying. Perfect answer. Bags of Love says, the 7-week-old males are driving me crazy. I don't think I can wait to 8 weeks to dispatch them. I hear what you're saying. You're not going to lose that much weight. Just do it. We work smarter than harder. Absolutely, Richard. Don Ray B says, Zach, you think you got slower? You should hang out with me one day. You'd be as... yeah, I still move pretty quick, but not as quick as I used to. But I work longer, so just takes me longer. I have rabbits. I sell 8-week-olds for enough to buy their feed for 6 months. Big plus is I have learned animal husbandry, now new to quail. Awesome. Congratulations. I wish I had grandkids to try and encourage with these things. I only have grandnephews that I've never met. Hey, there's kids down the street, neighbors, there's, I've got a lot of things planned. Big Brother style next year. I got a lot of things planned. Larson says, yeah, I get $50 per silver fox rabbit here in Minnesota. Wow, congratulations. Speed isn't everything. Absolutely. I love collecting the eggs. They are my first meal of the day every day. That is wonderful. Not talking to me. Not talking to me. Silver foxes are meat rabbits, yes. Yep, absolutely. From what I've heard, they're one of the best breeds. Yeah. And that is it for everybody. I don't want anyone in my house because it's full of snakes, and that would be bad. There you go. All right, that is it for everybody. Thank you very much. In case you missed the very beginning, we've only got 2 tickets left for Quail Con, so make sure you get those tickets on the website, myshirefarm.com. Auctions on our Facebook group, Myshire Farm Quail Auction, Myshire Farm Quail Egg Auction Facebook group. We'll be starting auctions up this week. It's a lot of fun. Make sure you check that out. We just added a feeder expert for Saturday at Quail Con. He'll be talking about prices and what they're looking for, what size, what age, and things like that, and a lot more. That's really exciting. And congratulations to Jaden Davis for the 1800 contest. Thank you everybody that donated to the 1800 contest tonight. I really appreciate you all. And I think it's a great call. So thank you everybody. We will be back tomorrow night unless we have another fire or something like that. But all things point to having another live tomorrow night. If you have questions, or you know somebody that's having questions, or you see people on Facebook posting questions, whatever the case may be, Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be here for a rapid fire Q&A. It's going to go real fast, and we'll answer as many questions as possible. Make sure you let everybody know. I appreciate you all. Thank you very, very much for showing up. You guys are great. I'm so proud of all of us. the great community that are supportive and encourages one another. So thank you very much. And until tomorrow, everybody, as always, stay safe. See you.